These are the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM.
Now, on Chat City this morning, we've got Susan Wilson, who's from Lancashire Fire and Rescue, running a Prince's Trust project, and two young people whose names, I believe, are Ed and Aidan. Good morning to you all.
Morning.
Morning.
Excellent. Thanks very much for coming. And can I start with you then, please, Susan? I think you're in charge of the project. You're team manager, team leader for Lancashire Fire and Rescue Prince's Trust, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Does that mean that you are a firewoman, a firefighter?
I'm not at all, no. I am a police community support officer with Lancashire Constabulary.
Okay. And how did you get involved then in the Prince's Trust?
I'm actually on what we call an external secondment to Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service as a team leader delivering the Prince's Trust team programme.
All right, and that's a programme for young people?
Yep, that's a programme for people aged 16 to 25 that are not in employment, education or training at the moment. And they come on down and complete a 12-week programme with us.
And how do people get on this programme? How did Ed and Aidan get on this programme?
Some people come on through referrals from other organisations, partner agencies. Some people refer themselves onto the programme. And sometimes we go out and pick them up ourselves through events that are ongoing in the community, or if we see them down at the job centre or at Young People's Services.
OK, let's ask them. Ed, how were you picked up, if we're allowed to say that?
I heard about the Prince's Trust through friends and family. So when I came out of college, I applied for jobs and I couldn't get anywhere. So I came to the Prince's Trust to get back into work and college.
What did you heard about the Prince's Trust then?
I heard that it was for people who are my age, 16 to 25, like Sue said, and for people who aren't in education or work. So it was a good course, and it really inspired people to get back into and get back on track with their lives.
OK, and what about you then, Aidan?
I was referred to Prince's Trust from Community Restart, and what they did was they assigned me a support worker, which kind of gauged my personality, my skills, and kind of referred me to the course.
OK, and how long have you been on the course now, Aidan?
Just 6 weeks now, actually.
All right, so it sounds like it's quite a long-term course then. Susan, how long does this course go on for?
It actually goes on for 12 weeks, and each week's broken down into different areas. And it looks at building, obviously, on teamwork, communication skills, building up confidence and self-esteem. And it's, Ed quite rightly said earlier, getting people prepared and ready to either go back into education or employment. We do look at CV writing, mock interviews. We go out to colleges and visit them. And we do work placements and try and get people, into those placements that they'd like to do a career in.
I guess one of the scary things for people joining a project like this is actually meeting the other participants, meeting the team leader, and just meeting people. That's scary, isn't it? Do you help them with that?
It is scary, and that's some of the reasons we get some young people onto our programme, is just to help them build up on their social skills, because they've not really been out there and they've sort of isolated themselves off. But we do what we call a taste a day before the programme starts. So everyone that's actually interested in the programme comes along down, and we do some sort of icebreakers and some energisers and get them, just sort of interacting a little bit and sort of pushing them on that first day a little out of the comfort zone, and just give them that little idea on what they can be expecting over the next 12 weeks.
So to some degree there's some self-selection going on there. People say, I guess some people say, this course is not for me.
Sometimes people do say this course isn't for them, but I think this course is for most. It adapts to a wide range of people, and we help with all different aspects that they need to help with, if it's CV writing, interview skills, or if it is building up the confidence and developing leadership skills and just building up the self-esteem. Leadership
and team working, I guess, is another important one.
They are, because most employers these days like to see people that can obviously communicate well, work well in a team, and are self-sufficient in the workplace and can work on their own esteem without having to be constantly guided.
And employers are looking for the right attitudes, I guess, as well.
Oh, definitely on the right attitudes. That's one thing we do look at changing on this programme. We look at toning down swearing. Not that these two are very there with the swearing, but, in just the basic things like not always being on the phones, how to engage properly with an employer, and how to approach a problem if one arises, and, deal with it in the right way, in a way that an employer would like.
Brilliant. And I believe you do a couple of weeks, which is basically a foundation for people. It's about meeting new people, setting targets, building team skills, working with others at key skill, and overcoming your fears. When you've done all that, How do you go on from there?
It's a continuous development, I think, throughout the whole 12 weeks. There's nothing that, you can ever say you're perfect at, where I'm still learning today. But we just try to develop them along the programme and get them so they're at a level where they feel comfortable to go back into the workplace or go back into employment. Just give them a bit of drive and motivation to believe that they can succeed, because everyone can. They just need that little encouragement.
Okay, over to Ed then. Do you believe you can succeed? Have you been equipped with skills that have made you feel more confident? And
yeah, the course has definitely helped with my confidence and self-esteem, and really helped me work on my teamwork and leadership skills and basic skills that I can take with me through the rest of my life and to college and wherever I go next.
What does teamwork mean to you then, Ed?
Quite a lot, because teamwork is one that is a very important team skill, a very important skill that you need, and without it, it's quite difficult to work with other people. So teamwork is extremely important to me.
And you've learned teamworking skills?
Yes.
Have
definitely.
you gone through particular drills and exercises to learn teamworking skills?
Yeah, we do like icebreaker activities, and then we do certain activities which require the team to work as a team and talk to each other and really raise our communication skills, and we can definitely work better as a team as the course has gone on. That's
pretty important, isn't it, being able to talk to people?
Yeah, because if you can't talk to people, you can't communicate, and it's one of the most important things we need to talk to each other.
Not only that, you can't actually put yourself in people's minds as being someone that they might want to work with. Yeah, you definitely need it. It's rather important, and without being able to understand somebody else's emotions and feelings, it's very hard to understand how they want to work with you and how to work as a team efficiently. Wow, other people's emotions and feelings. Aidan, you've learnt about other people's emotions and feelings.
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, the last actual few weeks we've been doing a community project to do this video, and that stirred up a lot of feelings from all over the team, because it's brushed upon experiences the whole team as a unit of experiencing their lives. Good and bad experiences? It's a bit of both, yeah, but it's more of the bad, because what this video targets is that kind of group, isn't it? It's what the video was about a disengaged youth who kind of falls in with a bad crowd, and one decision kind of sends his life spiralling downward. And, well, that kind of brushes on a lot of bad feelings we all felt. That's a story for quite a lot of people, isn't it, getting in with the wrong crowd? It is, yeah. That's kind of why we chose it, because it really could stand to help a lot of people.
So tell me, what are the things that, the feelings, the emotions that drive people to get involved in something which is not appropriate for them and causes them to go down in a spiral?
Well, when you have a youth that feels particularly disengaged, lonely, and maybe even picked on, then it's quite easy for them to find a group that might show consideration and kind of turn his perspectives, kind of make him feel like he's doing the right thing, but he might not be doing it.
It's hard to talk about being lonely and disengaged, isn't it? And it's quite a common experience for all young people, I would say, isn't it, Susan?
It is, yeah. I think in today's age, obviously, as Aidan was just saying, then with this project, it's brought up a lot, because people these days will try and do something just to fit in with the crowd. It's better to be sort of in somewhere and feel amongst people than out on your own and with no friends at all, no one to talk to. So you can be led down that path to do something stupid just to feel accepted and welcomed by that group that you're with. It's peer pressure. We've all been there. We've all, I think, had an influence of it of somehow, if we've peer pressured someone else or we've done the deed ourselves. It's part of who we are.
You also do some fundraising, don't you?
We did for this project. The guys went down to Asda at Fulwood and fundraised for a day to raise money for this project. They raised £540 for a day's fundraising, which is exceptionally good. And they had to fundraise for it all to pay for the project. This sort of community project is generally done, it's giving back to the community, and the projects we've generally had in the past is sort of like painting and decorating or gardening. And the last team we did Stony Gate Nursery, the outdoor activities. And this one that the team have done is something that's never been done before by Lancashire Fire and Rescue Service. And we've had a lot of support in doing it because a lot of people feel strongly about it.
So tell me about the bagpacking you two.
Well, we spent what date was it? It was can't remember the date, but yeah, and we spent the day in Asda Forward bagpacking. So we spent 4 hours at the end of Tills bagpacking for people and asking them, spending time and talking to them and just telling them about our experiences and why we were backpacking and sharing our emotions and feelings with them. So then they could then talk back to us, and we could get some support from the community to fundraise and give us some money to sort of fund the project.
So it's about having a real conversation with people.
Yeah. I spent the day talking to quite a lot of people and getting a wide range of opinions and feelings on what we were doing and how they thought about it.
And were you expecting that, or were you just expecting to be there and pack bags?
Well, I didn't actually expect that. No, I wouldn't think Aidan did either, really.
No, we kind of went in thinking we were just going to be there trying to collect money, but the amount of support we were actually given from the people that frequented, it was quite surprising, actually.
What sort of things did they say to you or ask you?
Well, they would often ask what the project was to do and how it could help people, but more often than not, it's about like how we are associated with Prince's Trust and how we feel about how it is all going. But there was situations where like they would feel like they could support, but they didn't want to like ask for help or something like that on the tills. So it's more like it's very difficult to gauge actually, to be honest.
Did you enjoy it?
I did actually. Yeah,
it was quite fun. Yeah. Getting a wide range of opinions on our project.
And do you think the shoppers enjoyed it as well?
Well, yeah, a lot of them were quite happy with us to help them, especially the people who would need it, like the elderly. They really appreciated the help, and it really did seem to change people's opinions of young people.
Okay, brilliant. Now, going back to the film, as I think you said, Aidan, it focuses on a young man who's got a difficult home life. Tell me a bit more about that, and then tell me where we can actually get to see it, if we can. It on social media, YouTube?
Well, yeah, it's been shared to Facebook, but it's on Vimeo right now, actually. But
yep. I beg your pardon, it's on
Vimeo.
Oh, right, okay. You better tell me about Vimeo, because I've never heard of that one.
Well, I've never heard of it, to be honest. It was the choice from our actual video guy, Lloyd Willisey, because he's the one that's pretty much put the video together after we've gone around recording all the scenes and all this. But I'm sure we'd be able to set up a link. I'm not really sure of it myself.
I think it's fair to say that it's a site that's used much in the sort of music and film industry for like short films and music things. And the chap that we've used, which is Lloyd Willisey of Liability Productions, he's put it on his account on there. But the link has been shared via Facebook and via Twitter, and it can be accessed. And we can certainly give you that link to put on your site.
Okay, please do. And the film is about someone who makes a split-second decision, thoughtlessly perhaps, and it impacts on the rest of his life. Is that right?
And that will be right, yes. There's a young lad, as Aidan was saying, who's disengaged. He's at home. There's no food in the house. His mum tells him to clear off and look after himself. So he takes himself off to the local Asda, where he shoplifts a sandwich for his breakfast. And when he's in school, he's then targeted by some of his peers and is bullied and threatened. He runs out of school, a bit terrified. And he's in the local park when he's picked up by a group of older people, and they influence him to make a 999 Hawks call to emergency services. And as the story develops, basically, it proves that his actions cost someone else's life and he has to pay the consequences for it.
Okay, that sounds very interesting. How many weeks into the course are you now?
They're just at the beginning of week 6, which is leadership skills.
Now that's interesting, because week 7 and week 8 are work placements, aren't they?
They are indeed, yes.
Are those already planned?
Most of them, they are. We're still waiting to get some people into the work placements of their choice, but it is difficult with some, like music or IT. We do struggle with a little bit, but if there's any people out there who would like to help with us, they can certainly give us a ring. You
said music and IT, and then you looked at Ed and Aidan, so you've not got placements yet, is that right, Ed?
Not yet, no, because me and Aidan both want to do IT, and we didn't know about each other, so we both have share common interests. But yeah, our placements are not yet sorted, but we're waiting for calls back from some companies.
They are pending.
They are pending, so you're fairly hopeful about those then?
Oh, indeed. We definitely work hard. We always get them work placements. We just sometimes have to go to the second choice, but we always try to get people their first choice of work placement.
If anyone's listening to this and they're interested in finding out more information about your programme, is there a website they can go to and find out more?
For our programme, you can just go to the Prince's Trust website and look under the team programme, and it will be there. If anyone's interested, they can register their details, and that's sent through to the local team. Or they can just contact us on Preston 881588. That's our local number.
Just give me that number once more, would you?
So that's Preston 881588.
881588. 8?
Yes.
Okay, got it finally. Thanks very much, Susan. Thanks very much, Ed and Aidan, for coming along. It's lovely to have you. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
We hope you've enjoyed this interview as much as we have. Why not join our Chat City family and give us a tweet at Chat City PFM.